are going after the 6th keystone, the 6th task that has been made available. But only 2 of the 4 claimants can be able to get their hands on it. Meaning that we are about to cut the field in half tonight. And I need to dismiss the ad break that Twitch is doing, like they always like to do. So that means that tonight, either the 2 behind me, Wuklamat and Kona, will continue on to the final task, or it will be the lizards, Zerolja and Bakuljaja. The only way to find out is to make our way through the rain tonight, because we're going to have to get a lot done if we want to make the very important dish that is part of task number 6. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live here on Twitch. So, as we prepare to head off in this driving rain, we are going to have to speak with Kona, because he's going to get us on our way here. So, let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the level 94 main story quest entitled A History of Violence. Kona has the look of a man intent on finding bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Oh, come on. There's no way I couldn't do the Holla Batgirl reference. But yeah, we were hinted at the end of last night that bananas were going to play a part in what we're making. So let's find out why. Let us see if there are any jewel leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Oriange mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Alright. Let's go see for ourselves. I need to mount my chocobo for this one. Yeah, I don't want to be getting wet either, but sometimes you just gotta do it, right? So back through the main aetherite area. And let's see if we can't find what we require, because of course last night we saw stuff being cooked underground, and this is something that's actually common in Polynesian cooking. This is something I did not mention, but it's actually common in Polynesian cooking to cook stuff underground using hot coals to cook everything. So let's speak with the cook here. Hello there, sir. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Actually, we do. We're wondering if you can help us out. We cats need some assistance. The jewel leaves. For purposes other than Jikpubil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower force for more. Gojamik Grove is the source of the finest jewel leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. So what do we do? I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Oh? Yeah. This is the elector for this particular feat. Mr. Hanmuruk. Traveling there requires that you go through the Timeback Traverse, but it is caved in. Due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means that we can't get on our jewel leaves. Are there other methods? But we can't we? If there are no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Or... Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. Why is that? That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat repast with an empty stomach. You may find Jibuk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait! Of course you can't. Given how much of an appetite you always have. So away he goes. Still, there are no leaves here and we can't travel for more. How are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? Well, maybe the fact that the sun has now come out will be a sign. These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuliolal. So perhaps there is something about Gibrug Pibil that we have yet to learn. Something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Well, doesn't hurt to find out. Oh, I see. Like, who was the first to make it? Its history, that sort of thing. If it's Yoctel's history you're interested in, you should start with the old war. Between the Jabral and the Mabul Jar, right? Yeah, I guess you have a lesson for us. These forts have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. And not just the cenotes that dot the place either. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Gibrug Pibil. What does steamed Ibruk have to do with bloodshed? Are we about to find out? Precisely the question must answer. Vecting so such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ilion Osso. It lies a short distance to the east. And we know where we're going. The village of Ilion Osso? Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. And so away we cats go. And thankfully I can put this away now. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that anymore, but if violence is involved... And I really do need to remember that I have hotbarred my strongest armor. I don't have to go through the stuff that I've gone through so many years. Oh, no, we don't want to go down there. That is what we were warned about in the last stream. No, we don't want to go down there. We have to find another way around. Like maybe over here. There we go. Looks like we're splitting off to the right. And then we'll just take this path to wherever this place is. Be careful to mind the wildlife, flora and fauna alike. And we have another split path again. Kona, which way are we going? The village of Ilion Osso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Okay. So they decided to go on the left path. So onward we go. Yeah, we can see some clearing off to the right. But obviously, we're not going that way. We do see also clearing over here. So as we head along, passing by the giant raccoons that inhabit this area. Yeah, giant raccoons, who would have thunk it? But yeah, we do see a proper settlement here. As we approach it, yeah, we see there's a lake over on this side with an aether current attached to it. I'll take it. Alright, here we go. Oh, hey there, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So now that we got our aether current, let's go ahead and enter this ghost town. So what happened here exactly? Let's speak with Wook. You see a whole bunch of ivy growing. So this is the village of Ilion Osso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Yeah, won't you know it? Wookivu is here. Wookivu, I didn't know you were in Yaktel. Well, he is now. Yeah, taking a trip from Kozama Uka. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrox when I heard the Third Promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wookivu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume? Actually... For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona? Now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard... Where have you heard it? Kona? As in the second promise of Tuliolo? Yeah, that's him. To think that I address the Dawn Servant's own son as some common retainer! Such disrespect cannot be excused! Please, take up your gun and... Yeah, he's still going bipolar. Oh, come on, not this again! I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. Yeah, he's still as bipolar as ever. And right on cue, at least he's consistent. I understand that you wish to learn about Jibruk Pibil. While I am forbidden by the Shabrak Shraks to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. And so, in its most basic sense, the conflict between the Jabral and Mamuljar was one of land. The Mamuljar live in the lower forest where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Jabral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yeah, I guess they don't like living in perpetual darkness. Yeah, they obviously wouldn't like to meet a Stola then. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Jabral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Well, something you know all too well. Blessed siblings. Oh, really? Yeah, we've heard that term used before. You must understand, the Mamuljar were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bunawa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Jabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bunawa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then, it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Bunewa both. A two-headed Mamuljar. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually rising as the first Otark, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Otark's rule, the newly united Mamuljar became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best that you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Yeah, obviously, a battle like this would not be limited to one spot, especially not a ghost town. So then, onward we shall go. And yeah, we do see a clearing. Yeah, it literally did, didn't it there, Bubba? Yeah, this props is what they were referring to. They call it the Zobrit Cinder Field, and yeah, as you can see, all these trees are not only dead, they are burned to a crisp. And I imagine it not as a result of falling meteors causing cenotes. So, yeah, let's find out what happened here. Wookiee-voo. This would be a perfect thumbnail.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
I mean, Kote tells are not quite in sync. I think it's because his is more bushier that it's slowing his tail down.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
But how did he do it?
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
Was there anything they couldn't do?
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Oh, who goes there? We heard a step. Yeah, what a convenient time to get an echo. Like, do we really need this now? We're trying to learn from Wookiee-voo. So, here's how they stood.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives.
Yeah. And at long last, we actually get to hear the Vow of Reason side of Gulul Jar Jar. It may be in an echo, but at least we're finally getting to hear from him.
Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance?
Yeah, it's not just you two.
You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
But
not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
yeah, you might remember we've been hearing about this guy for a long time. Now we actually get to see what he looks like.
He's from across the ocean.
He certainly is.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then?
Yeah, they gotta think about this one.
You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin?
Yeah, by sealing him in ice.
I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How they Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas.
Yeah, hello there.
And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Nice to meet you.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
That's why you're here, right?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so, he did. Yeah, come around, Mathia. You missed most of the story. Yeah, who was that triggered the echo on us?
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue.
Yeah, look at them both huddled around their campfires. Someone's gotta get on the dance floor eventually. Can't avoid the
But
cooties
then,
forever.
the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Shabral steamed Najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Shabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast.
That must have been summer past, and that must have been a lot of meat and bananas.
In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Yeah. Here's your thumbnail shot right here. And honestly, given everything they've been through, who could ask for anything more?
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
What are you laughing about?
sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah, how's that for food for thought? Yeah. What's the to this, Kona?
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Yep.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Bibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us.
Yeah. Still looking over my shoulder. Who exactly has been tailing us?
What's wrong?
Someone's been tailing us and we don't know who. Was it the lizards?
Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Well, they've been pretty proficient at that so far.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Yeah. Whoever you are, show yourself. Alright, Wu Klamat gets the opportunity to end this quest. Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. We certainly are, so we'll go ahead and take our 1,048,000 experience points, 1,203 gil, and an item level 663 leg coffer.